It is my pleasure to stand before you tonight to honor the class of 2011 in this beautiful and inspiring place. As interim head of school, I have been asked to offer you, the class of 2011, a charge, direction as to how you move forward. Now, I take this charge seriously, but with the expectation that you will ignore my advice and counsel, just as my own children do. As for this commencement address, two things are clear. I believe it is okay to get the idea for your address from a 15-year-old. Thank you, Brooke. And that it is hard to deliver a commencement address when your oldest daughter is among the graduating seniors and you are followed by Sam Adler and Fred Armisen. I had the opportunity this week to hear This I Believe speeches written by our sophomores for their English 10 classes. Their beliefs range from I believe in silence to I believe in sacrifice, and were expressed in such moving prose that I was inspired to explore my own. I started with my beliefs about OES. I believe that the aardvark is an awesome mascot. I believe that someday Colleen Davis will lead a winterim trip other than skiing at Bachelor. I believe that lacrosse is Quidditch for muggles, that Layendecker really is Hermione Granger, and that Andrew Stout has set a new standard for student body leadership. Still, I like the concept of sharing something I firmly believe, a belief I've developed over years of postgraduate experience. I believe there are many ways to realize your power for good. Now, the phrase power for good should sound familiar. It is at the heart of the OES mission. It's the exclamation point on an OES education. But what does it mean? Certainly it includes volunteering, as you have throughout your time at OES. But there are other avenues, perhaps less obvious, that may also allow you to contribute to the greater good. Take Bill Gates, for example. Well known as a software pioneer and more recently as an education advocate, Gates followed a personal dream and along the way created jobs and livelihoods for tens of thousands of people. Also consider legendary investor Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, a man with an uncanny ability to see opportunities where others do not. He has used this ability to generate great wealth for himself and for his investors. Not believing in what he terms dynastic wealth, he has pledged to give all of his away, much of it going to eradicate poverty, provide health care for the underserved, and improve education. Writers and artists throughout history have realized their power for good by bringing beauty to our lives and inspiring us with their images and prose. J.K. Rowling is of particular note as her Harry Potter series inspired a generation of recalcitrant readers to embrace reading for pleasure. And how about our guest speaker this evening? He makes us laugh. He has used his gifts to bring much needed laughter to a sometimes not so funny world. So my charge to you is to think broadly about how you may realize your power for good. Draw on your gifts and your passions. For some of you, that might mean a career in public service or working for a nonprofit. For some, it may mean amassing a fortune on Wall Street and making significant donations of your money and/or time. For one of you, it may mean returning to your home to rebuild your country. And for one of you, it may mean designing costumes that inspire great performances and move audiences. You have often been told to let your conscience be your guide. What I am telling you tonight is to also understand your talents and interests. For when these three intersect, your conscience, your talents, and your interests, you will have a significant impact on your local and world communities. And now that I've given you terrific advice, I want to express thanks on your behalf to the parents, grandparents, and special friends who exercise their power for good to help you become who you are and who you will be. When you arrived, you didn't come with an owner's manual or directions. So your parents applied common sense and intuition to do what they thought best for you. I hope you will thank them each personally for the job they have done, as Austin Yeager did so beautifully on your behalf at last night's senior farewell. We would all agree the results are powerfully good.